House.
There's a lot of great action taking place here this month, and a little later in the show we'll talk about who's coming to town.
Speaking of this month, when you turn on your water tap during July, it's a cause for celebration. It will be safe, clean, and available when you need it, just like normal.
Back in the 1800s, our water supply was anything but reliable and clean. As producer John Phillips explains, Tacoma Water is celebrating an important milestone this month concerning where your water supply comes from.
The Tacoma water system provides drinking water to approximately 300,000 people in the Tacoma, Pierce County, South King County area. We also have the benefit of a drinking water system that was constructed 100 years ago and was well designed, has been well taken care of over the years, and is in really good shape.
100 years ago this month here on the Green River, 30 miles east of Puget Sound, is where Tacoma's long struggle to find a safe, plentiful, and clean supply of drinking water finally ended.
This is where the river water enters the piping system that ultimately ends up delivering water to our customers.
The Green River flows 90 miles from the crest of the Cascades down to Puget Sound near Seattle. Nearly a third of the river lies in Tacoma's protected Green River watershed, a 231 square mile area between Stampede Pass and the community of Cumberland. Watershed scenery is stunning, wildlife thrives here, and the water runs cold and clear. While the surroundings seem inviting, the watershed is only open to those who have permits to work here. Tacoma water staff enforces strict access and sanitation rules to keep the water quality pristine.
We only own 10% of the watershed, so that means that we rely on a lot of other people for water quality.
The water is drawn into a pipeline at the western edge of the watershed. It's treated to kill any harmful natural organisms and sent downhill toward Tacoma.
We've provided water since the turn of the century from the Green River by gravity. There are no pumping costs associated with water that we're taking from the Green River.
The main pipeline carries water south through Enumclaw and into South Tacoma, where it's distributed to our neighborhoods. Some portions, like the section of pipeline over the Puyallup River, have been in service since the beginning 100 years ago. The centennial of the Green River water supply is worthy of celebration when you consider where Tacoma was getting its water before.
Really, the first source that Tacoma used for water was springs in the gulches, particularly around Old Town. Mason Gulch, for example. They would set up a collection system in the bottom of the gulch and pipe the water from there into the settlements. You have very little pressure, of course. Your water supply is not protected at all, so you're susceptible to getting waterborne diseases.
In the late 1800s, contaminated water caused a typhoid outbreak and deaths in Tacoma. In addition to a better water supply, the rapidly growing city needed a bigger water supply for fire protection.
So they developed a source out at Spanaway Lake, and they carried the water from the lake into the city through an open ditch, which now is the same route as the Water Ditch Trail, which goes through South Tacoma.
Several private companies tried but were unable to fill Tacoma's water needs. Getting water was the big issue when Tacoma Public Utilities was established in 1893. Several options for a new water supply were studied, including wells. The Green River was not the cheapest or the most convenient choice, but amidst political drama and 2 public votes, the people eventually decided the Green River was the right choice.
The decision to go to the Green at that time was driven by public health concerns. I think it's turned out to be one of the best decisions ever made in this region as far as development of a long-term water supply.
It took hundreds of men 2 years of grueling work to build the pipeline from the Green River to Tacoma. Incredibly, the utility was building the enormous McMillan Reservoir at the same time. Finally, on July 12, 1913, the J Street standpipe was put into service, giving Tacoma its permanent supply. But major problems emerged soon enough. Wooden pipes used to carry the new Green River water supply started to leak.
The problem with using untreated wood is it doesn't last very long, and it wasn't all that much later before they started having to replace sections.
Replacing the pipes with more durable material has been just part of Tacoma Water's ongoing work in the century since we first tapped into the Green River. A 26-year-long pipeline expansion project that ended in the early 1950s allowed capacity to grow from 42 to 72 million gallons a day. In addition, new wells added even more capacity about the same time. Then in the 1990s, a program to replace the aging infrastructure under our streets was ramped up. There have been great strides in improving the safety of our Green River water, too. 2,000 people who lived on homesteads and in logging camps within the watershed a century ago presented a pollution threat. They moved out as Tacoma Water bought up their properties to protect water quality. Tacoma Water's reliability got a major boost 7 years ago with the completion of a second Green River supply pipeline that follows a northerly route. 3 South King County communities helped pay for it, and thousands of new customers are now enjoying the benefits of Green River water delivered by Tacoma Water.
The watershed began to supply Tacoma 100 years ago, and it is still an exceptionally high quality source of supply.
Tacoma Water's stewardship of the Green River water supply enters a second century, along with its emphasis on improving water quality. A new filtration plant is now being built along the river. It will make the already pristine water cleaner and healthier than it's ever been.
We have been able to provide public health, safety, and security for our community, and we've also met the supply needs through a century of growth. We're very proud of that.
You can learn more about Tacoma Water by visiting tacomawater.com. Now, sticking with the subject of